Sorry for this review being very late, Chibi. The reason why is because I've been setting up my new PC all day today for I can have faster rendering times for all of you and get those videos up faster. So all day today and all morning I've just been setting up a new computer. So, like I said, I'm very sorry that this video is very late, but everything should be back on track after today. I'm just letting you know all the other videos will be up very soon, all my other reviews. But anyways, let's dive in deep with this episode of Terra Formars. They continue where we left off last week. The beautiful, beautiful ending. The music. The way Adolf went down last week, I was just like, holy shit, that is amazing. The music was just awe-inspiring, and I just couldn't believe what I saw in last week's episode of Terra Formars. And I even said that it would be impossible for Terra Formars to beat last week's episode. Of course, this episode doesn't beat the emotions and thrills I had from the ending of last week's episode, but this episode nonetheless was a very good episode for different reasons. The beginning and all the way up until the halfway point of this episode with Adolf, when he dies for good this time, it's sad. It's a very, very, very sad ending to him, because, I mean, he sacrifices himself and jumps in front of one of his squad members and takes boulders to the head and dies. Very depressing. It is really, really, really depressing to see exactly what was done to him. And after he died, his entire corpse exploded and everybody died with him. It was a very, very depressing episode. I'm just gonna be straight out honest. It was a depressing episode. It was sad. And when you got to see Adolf brutalized and you saw these boulders hitting him and you see his, like, shoulder pop off, you see him getting ripped in pieces and stuff, and you saw the blood and all that going all over the place, it was a very sad scene. Now, I will say this. I noticed that censor. I know probably everybody else noticed that censor too, but yes, that obvious censor was obvious. That was a straight out censor I saw. So, yeah. Interesting. At the very least, the censorship is not as bad as it was in the first 3 to 4 episodes of Terra Formars. We all remember those black dots of doom, the black holes. We remember that. Thank God the studio has learned to not have these black dots of doom all over the place. So the censors are a lot better compared to the previous, so I can deal with them, so I won't even complain about that. Now, the episode, we get some more characterization on Adolf, and I guess his final development, I guess, since technically he is dead, or he's confirmed dead, or speculated dead, because of the ending of this episode with the explosion going off. So, pretty much, we could say Adolf is dead, and his final development was pretty much him showing how good of a heart he has. I mean, it's already obvious how nice he was from the last week's episode and the episode before that, but with this week's episode, he sacrifices himself and jumps in front of one of his squad members to die. That was a very honorable act he did, and I wonder exactly what he would have done if he would have realized if his heart stopped or he died, a bomb would have went off inside of him. I wonder exactly what Adolf would have done if he knew about that, because as it says in this episode, he was unaware of this. He was unaware of what the government and all that did to him, his country did to him, and if you would have known this, it might have changed the overall ballgame of what might have happened in this episode. And it's not just that. The ending part of this episode, when you see him die, you see the wife, or his ex-wife, that cheated on him, bitch, pretty much. Pretty much, you see her call the, like, hospital or whatever, and all talking about Adolf, like, all that. And the way she gets shafted at the end, fuck yes. Yes, she deserves that so much, the way she got shafted. She deserves nothing at all, after what she did to Adolf. She doesn't. I'm so thankful for that ending. Oh my god, that dialogue was just 10 out of 10 right there. I was just so happy and so hyped up when I saw something like that in this episode. So, with this episode, we got a lot of different things going down. For one thing, the roaches. The roaches, they are very intelligent, as we can see. I mean, it's already obvious they're intelligent, but I mean, from this episode, it's clear as day that they are just very, very fucking intelligent. Like, seeing them, like, revive one of their own and hit in his chest to make him breathe again and, like, start his blood to circulate, that was rather impressive. It was really, really impressive seeing that in this episode. When you saw the roach leader just fall down like he dies, and when you see a roach come up and starts hitting him on the fucking chest, I'm like, dude. So, yeah, that was a wow moment. It really was. And then the overall bit, we're getting to see the roach leader's rage. Like, you know, supposedly they've told us that the roaches don't have any emotions or they can't feel fear, but clearly that leader roach had rage. We saw the rage in his face when he saw the bomb about to go off. So, yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So let's get on to the ending part of this episode. The last part of this episode, we get to see a fight going down with another squad. Now, I don't remember, like I said multiple times, I don't remember the entire aspect of the manga, all the events, but I know this event pretty well. Like, I know it enough. And I know for a fact they skipped the setup or the beginning of this fight. The beginning of this fight was literally skipped completely. Like, you should have saw the entire aspect of everybody being thrown into that hole, where you saw the roach with the spider webs and stuff. You should have saw that fight, like, you know, go into the hole before it got into that point. So, it seems like they're starting to skip events. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Maybe the reason why they skipped it is because since they decided to butcher the first arc, since I talked about my first review ever of Terra Formars, since they decided to skip the first arc technically, and they're putting it in OVAs, and nobody really wants to go watch OVAs sometimes when you want to watch a series weekly. Pretty much, I'm guessing they're cutting that overall aspect out, probably because there's no reason to have it if you're going to butcher the first arc anyway. So, yeah. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this week's episode of Terra Formars. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments about it? I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.